Good morning, everybody. Happy rainy Monday. Hope everybody had a good weekend. It's almost spring break. All right, so we were looking at, let me wait another minute. We were looking at the module on Friday, DNA fingerprinting. You have some questions to answer. I see only a couple of people have turned that in, so that's where we need to start today. We're going to try to wrap up do the wrap up today. Not today, but this week. And be done with this module and then start something fresh when we come back. Okay, what did I just do? All right, so you want to be in Canvas and you want to read over this section. Um, Again, we watched the video, when let's see, Thursday, and they talked about fingerprinting and codes and this system of combined DNA index system, the CODIS, where they have a database where they keep all of the DNA information. So we've got a lot of symbols and codes. So you want to make sure that you read over this page. Also, you need to have completed oops, I don't want to do that. Oh, here's the home page. All right, you want to make sure that you have your DNA gizmo done. You want to have, um, and the fact that these are up here for me to, not on coming up, means if I click on these, it's going to take me to somebody's graded assignment. Actually, let me do it like that. I don't want to do it like that, but that's how we're going to do it. All right. There we go. All right, so we had a video we watched and we had questions to answer. And I asked you to answer them on a separate sheet of paper. So you were supposed to, all right, so we talked about what is CODIS in the PowerPoint. On your answer key, you were supposed to answer slide 6, which had 3 questions. Who done it? Who's your daddy? And identical twins or not? then you had to answer there are, and I notice it says there are 3 statements. Some of y'all are giving me 4. 3 statements that are true. So tell me which 3, and then um, answer the multiple choice question. So that needs to be submitted as well. Okay. All right. So let me see what I want to do here. And I know quite a few of you still have that to turn in, but today's the deadline for that. They're late after today. And then we're going to, by Wednesday, we want to, that's not the one I want. That's not where I want it to be. Wrong one. I wanted to hit on the DNA wrap-up module. That's the one. I know we have Shine this week. However, it doesn't affect this class. All right, here we go. So we've got some reading to do. So make sure you get the reading done. Look at the vocabulary. Get the assignments turned in. And then we need to do the wrap-up module review. So we're going to make sure we get to this by Wednesday, which means we'll test the unit on Thursday. And then when you come back, we start a whole new unit. Nothing you have to worry about remembering over the break. All right, so that's the objective for the week, is to finish up what's already been assigned, look at the wrap-up, be ready Wednesday for review of this unit on DNA analysis, and then test on Thursday. Okay, everybody got that? And I'm going to repeat it one more time because somebody else just came in. Going back. All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, so if you just joined us, we are making sure that we read this unit. So this is the last new unit. So the video and the PowerPoint covered some of this. So make sure you read it because we got a lot of all these little acronyms here. Basically, we need to be aware that CODIS is a data bank, a system where they keep information on DNA. And this is how they can find somebody doing a crime in Washington and connect them to a crime in Georgia because there's a data bank, and it'll just send off a little alarm or hit the way computers do when things match. Okay. All right. So make sure you finish reading this. Understand again why that all of these things are connected to forensics, which is all about how does this benefit a crime scene? What is it? What do we need about the going to court, trying to make this person guilty of this crime? So make sure that you read this part as well. All right, so complete anything that's outstanding because it's due today, it's late. Finish reading this and then do the next one, wrap up review. That's what we got for today. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing and do attendance and check on folks' assignments. And again, with the PowerPoint, you don't have to send me back the PowerPoint. You just type the answers in the answer box for slides 6, 7, and 8. Morning, Xavier. We're finishing up anything that you need to turn in and doing the module wrap up for DNA profiling. Test is on Thursday. Review on Wednesday. Quite a few of you still have to turn in the PowerPoint questions. Morning, good morning. If you just came in, good morning, Jonathan. Turn in any missing work that you have. Two assignments that are due or past due because they're late now are the DNA profiling and the DNA evidence PowerPoint. Those are due. We're completing the module on Wednesday, testing on Thursday. morning. If I just let you in, we are finishing up any assignment. The DNA PowerPoint questions need to be turned in. That deadline is, I believe, today. Uh, DNA profiling gizmo is past due. You need to do that. You need to finish reading the module on DNA profiling, and we're testing on Thursday. We're finished with this module. So I have some review questions on Wednesday. Test on Thursday. All work for this module is due this week. Coming back from the break, we're starting the next module. How do you restart it? Alrighty. All right, so hopefully most of you have been working on your missing assignments or reading. I'm going to share with you just a brief activity that it's not due till um, Wednesday. I just want to share it with you now. So if you have a moment, you can look at it. If not, I'm going to give time to do this on Wednesday as part of our review. All right, so there's you might have to refresh to see this on your, but let me do this from student point of view. All right, so this student view. Uh, so it is available today, but you don't have to do it today. I just want to show it to you. And then we'll definitely go through this on Wednesday. All right, so there's a crime scene. You got to read who done it. And then what you're going to do, and I think this is very neat, is look at the suspects. So you're going to read about the suspects, what they did. And then what you're actually going to do is to take a DNA sample. And this is very easy. You're going to just do everything. It's going to tell you step by step what to do. And you're just going to, like for this one says, add the restrictions. So you look up here, all the materials that you need to add are on top. And you're just going to drag it over here and pour it in. So you're just going to, and then it's going to give you some explanation of what just happened. And then it'll tell you go to the next step. And you'll follow and do, and so you're always taking whatever's at the top, dragging it down to the bottom, putting it where they tell you to put it. And then by the time you finish, can I skip all of this? I can't skip. By the time you finish, you're going to have created a DNA sample that you're going to drag and compare to the suspects. So let me see if I can go back. Can't. And actually, to go back, you have to recycle the whole thing. That's the only way to go back. So if you finished up everything else and you want to take a look at this, you can do that. So the last thing, so again, on the next one, I will, let me see if I can't. No, I don't have one that's already open. But the last slide, they have created, you'll have created developed a film with a DNA sample that you're going to drag over next to all the samples of your suspects, and you're going to figure out who done it based on matching the DNA sample. Okay. So that's like I said, if you finished everything else, you can get started on that, or at least read up on the suspects and what to do. And again, if you're going through and you need to do something wrong, the only way to go back is to hit the recycle button at the top. Okay. All right. So the last thing that you're going to do, like I said, is tell me who did it, who done it, who done it, who done it, who done it. Okay. All right, so that's there for those of you who are finished. Definitely, this is the assignment that we will have due on Wednesday, and it will be due Wednesday. This is not a, we'll do it on Thursday because we're testing on Thursday. So this is not a, I'll put it off till later. We're going to go through this together Wednesday to make sure it's done. You're going to submit your answer, and we're going to review. All right, again, the module unit, we're done with it. We're done, and we're testing on Thursday. All right, so that, all right, so that's that. All right, so it should show up on your homepage as PBS Create a DNA Fingerprint. All right, so again, if you are finished with everything and you want to get started on that, you can. But this is actually our Wednesday activity to go along with our review. All right, make sure that you have also, you ready to go through the module review questions. You know, I always make up the test based on the module review questions. All right, so as you see, you need to know what all these little symbols mean. So vocabulary, study your vocabulary. Let's go back to the beginning of the module and look at all the vocabulary words. Here we go. Definitely understand what the Human Genome Project is. Definitely know what CODIS is. And again, always refer the question back to what, how does this relate to forensics? Because this could just be a biology lesson, but how does this information relate to forensics? Okay, so there's quite a list of vocabulary words here. So spend a few minutes looking at the vocabulary. I am not going to ask you other than what is DNA. I'm not going to ask you about pyrimidines and base pairing. I will not do that. That's definitely a biology lesson right there. But you do have a video that went through that with you as far as um, what DNA is made of. So that you do need to know what is DNA, what's it made up of. But these 6, 7, 8, not so much. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, not so much. Okay, that cuts out some of the vocabulary. All right, so you have no questions from me. And everybody has turned in their work. You're good to go. Stay dry. Have a